Hello, this is Evangelist Dr. Robert L. McKim Sr. from Carrollton, Ohio. Today is Flag Day and I have my American flag with the Bible on it hanging out here today, blowing in the breeze. And it says on it, well, doesn't want me to grab it, but anyhow, I did a video one time about it. What it says here: in God we trust. And I have my flag hanging out here with the ribbon on it today because of the fact one of our senators was shot. And well, you can follow everything on the news, what's going on the news. Because there's a lot going on the news today. With a apartment high-rise in London that caught on fire, killing many people. They were jumping to their death because they didn't want to be burned alive. And that reminds me of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they were cast into the fiery furnace. They didn't burn because Jesus was with them. There are people that's constantly trying to burn me on social media, saying a lot of lies about me that's not true, and I have proven that they are wrong and everything that they say is a lie. But yet they want to call me a liar. Maybe they should look in the mirror. People say, I should look in the mirror. Well, I think they're the ones that should look in the mirror. And then someone that says that they're also a minister of the Universal Life Church, but they're constantly, sometimes they say good things, and other times it's like they're just trying to, I think, show off and show off their education. Education is one thing, and then wisdom from God is something else. You can have all the education, but if you don't have wisdom from God, that education doesn't mean anything. I have wisdom from God that a lot of people, they don't want. That's the problem. They don't want God's wisdom. All they want is an education. And they lean more towards that education, a college degree, than they want to ask God for His wisdom. I have education as a pastoral counselor, as a religious therapist. But in the state of Ohio, I cannot call myself a religious therapist or a religious counselor unless, again, I go to college and earn their degrees in psychology and which I did. I went to college. I earned an associate's degree in mental health technology from a real college here in Ohio. But you don't have to have a college degree like a lot of people think and say you do to be a pastoral counselor. And you don't have to have a state license to be a pastoral counselor. Even though I am not a pastor. Get that straight. There's a lot of people, again, on social media call me a pastor. I'm not a pastor. I am a minister, an evangelist. There is a difference between pastoring and ministering and preaching. Yeah, a pastor preaches, but a pastor also leads a congregation. And then he delegates other ministers to do other tasks if the church is big enough. So there's what they call lay ministers. A lot of big churches, mega churches, they have the senior pastors, and they have other pastors underneath the senior pastor. Such as, for instance, they have oh Lord, let's see, look, there's a lot of mail here. I want to finish this video here real quick so I can carry this mail. Well, for instance, there will be music ministers and youth ministers or pastors, excuse me, youth pastors and music pastors and there's a lot of pastoring in a big mega church. In a small church, you just have your senior pastor, and then you have the members that does other ministries. A ministry is different than a church. I have what is called a para-church ministry. It is a ministry outside of the church. I'm basically on my own through the authority given to me by God. And the authority given to me by a church. Outside of the denominations that want to indoctrinate people into their way of thinking. No matter what God's word says, that's the problem. It's always their way of thinking. And it's always someone else's way of thinking instead of the right way. Okay, now I gotta get this mail up to the house because there's a lot of important things here in the mail. You know, you can say whatever you want to say, but I have proven many times over that I know what I'm talking about. It's time to please stop. We are living in perilous times, and you don't have to make it any worse. God bless you. Have a blessed day.